We are giving them a big, beautiful Christmas present in the form of a tremendous tax cut.
That's President Trump saying he made good on his campaign promise to slash taxes when he signed the sweeping tax reform into law. How will those changes affect average Americans and small businesses? Well, let's bring in Marco Soriano, entrepreneur, venture capitalist, and managing partner at Soriano Group Consultants. Great to see you again.
It's great to see you too.
So we're hearing a lot about the loss of the deduction of state and local taxes, but the first 10,000 of those taxes is still deductible. Is this going to have as much impact as some people think?
Well, the best way to look at it is if you live in a high-tax state, then yes, so New Jersey, New York, California, this is more or less what we've been hearing about. For the rest of the country and anybody who lives in the other states, I think it should be great.
Mm-hmm. So there's also obviously a large corporate tax rate reduction. Economists disagree as to how that's going to benefit the economy. Supporters say it's going to encourage companies to expand. They're going to create jobs. Those people are going to go out and buy things. It's going to grow the whole economy overall. But we're also hearing it's going to add well over $1 trillion to the national debt. Is that growth going to make up for that?
Okay, so let's start with the motivation of this whole tax reform started out with corporate taxes. I think in summary, that's what we all have discussed. So in short term, consumption definitely will be great. Companies that will be able to pay to the shareholders, expand their businesses, consumption is going to go higher, which is going to be great for 2018. On the long term is the concern. 2019 and on forth, when the higher fiscal deficits are going to go way out of whack, and we're going to see our GDP go down. So first, we're speculating 3% or higher, and then after that, probably it's going to go back down to 2%.
All right. Well, we're going to hold you to that prediction. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So the standard deduction doubling from $12,000 to $24,000 for a married couple filing jointly. That means a lot more people are probably going to be taking the standard deduction next year, which means if they want to benefit from some special deductions this year, what can they do? They have a week approximately to maybe get some deductions that they're not going to get next year. I know one thing people say is give to charity. If you're planning on a big donation to your college, do it now because you get more from it.
Probably the best and the fastest and easiest thing to do is to make a contribution to a foundation or a university. So for next year, and the biggest problem that we have with accounting or filing our taxes is very reactive. So we wait the whole year to be done, and then we file our taxes to start thinking, what should we do at that point? In terms of advisory, I would say people, if you can make payments now, quarterly payments towards the IRS, which they're going to love that, it may, at the end of the year, be better for you, better off for you.
We're also hearing advice, which I guess is not allowed in every jurisdiction, but some will allow you to prepay your taxes. We're talking property taxes, other types of taxes. If you prepay them now, you can get the benefit of that deduction, but not everyone will let you do that.
That's still happening in Congress, and they're still talking about this. I would stay with what's happening locally, depending on where you live, just to understand better what could be beneficial to you or not.
Right.
I can't
worth looking into in your own jurisdiction to see whether you can or not, because you can get the deduction if you can prepay it now. So
in New York, you can.
Right. Okay.
In New York, you can. So I can't speak for the other states. We reside here. Definitely will try and do that myself.
Yes, absolutely. They also say pay business expenses like union dues, professional fees, even buying office supplies, whatever you need. Do that now because you get more of a deduction for that now.
True. So as a business owner, that's what I did myself. So I stocked up everything in my office for the next year, and I would perhaps say that to small companies to do the same. Large companies, I don't think they really care about this. Individuals, it's on a per need basis. So it really depends to what you want to do.
And also, the AMT changes that, right? If you're going to be subject to the AMT, you don't want to necessarily go there with some of those, right?
I'm not quite sure on that topic.
Okay, well, yeah, the problem is it's very complicated. But they do say also put more money into your retirement funds now if you can.
Sure. I mean, we have to think about this also. As soon as the economy starts doing better, this is going to put an upward pressure on wages, right? which means that corporate earnings are not going to be so great because they're going to be spending more money on the labor force. But we also have another issue with the retiring baby boom generation that is coming up, and that's going to limit labor force from the current economy. So measuring these indicators at a macroeconomic point of view, we're going to see, once again, like I said, a nice 2018, and I think right after that we're going to start feeling again the deficits in our fiscal policies.
All right, interesting. Marco Soriano, thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thank you.